Talking about the real. Talking real topics, no facts. Talking real shit and you know that. That's a fact, Jim. Chat and chill. Yeah. Talking about the real. Talking real topics, no that. Talking real shit, you know that. That's a fact, Jim. Chat and chill. Yeah. Talking about the real. Talk whatever you want, whenever you want. Whatever you want, whatever you want. Yeah. Chill, chat and chill. Talking about the real. Talking real topics, no facts. Talking real shit and you know that. That's a fact.
Alright guys, welcome again to Chit Chat and Chill. This is Adult Recess. It is a nice evening. Oh my goodness. I'm excited. Nobody else is. I'm so excited. How are you ladies?
I am too. Very happy.
Definitely.
Doing great. Thank you for asking. Happy to be here.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your yes. Thank you for your time. I hope to have a great kickback and just create a good epic moment with the both of you too. Tonight we are going to have a great conversation, much needed conversation, especially in our community. It has a lot to do with colorism, concepts of colorism, self-esteem, self-love, and self-identity. So I think we'll just jump right in and just have a great time tonight. If you're ready, we can go right into it. Tonight, I actually have a good friend of mine. Her name is Chantel. She's a great mom, wife. Mom of one is soon on the way. Another one right behind. Proud Spelman grad. And also I have Miss Day Michelle Hightower. She's an awesome mom as well. Hardworking and just a great loving friend. So just glad to have the both of them on tonight. I'm excited. Usually this is the part of the show where we go around and we just share whatever we've been munching on. I had dinner, whatever you have as your favorite beverage or whatever you may have. Did anyone want to share anything?
I had Mexican. It was good. I had a big whole one of them big glass margaritas. You know them big old. Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah, with the wide. Oh yeah.
I'm so relaxed.
Good. Chantel, what about you?
Well, I'm 7 months pregnant, so I gotta be careful what I'm drinking. Went to the doctor yesterday, told me I'm not drinking enough water. So tonight my beverage of choice is water.
Amen to the water. That's always a good idea.
Yeah.
Pregnant, not pregnant. That's it. Wonders for our skin. I tried with this. Okay, so I don't even know why I played myself. I love rosé. I couldn't find what I really, really wanted. I wanted to experiment with a new brand I found, but I went cheap. And cheap, yeah, wasn't it? I have a sorry glass of rosé. And I actually have birthday leftover cupcake from Zachia. Zachia turned 2 this week, you guys.
All right.
You're in the house again.
Yay! Time is flying. Time is flying by
so fast. I was just in the hospital bed with her. I feel like I was just bouncing on that ball in labor. I'm like, and she talks like a 7-year-old. So since we have been
really
home, she's one. She's one, right? She's super smart. It's scary smart how smart she is. So yeah, that's what we've been on. I really just was wanting to not just dive into your thoughts about tonight's topic, but I really wanted to share the beauty of, I guess, whatever your journey has been. Both of you have unique backgrounds that are gorgeous. Both of you come from gorgeous families. And I know for me personally, growing up, I'm from Brooklyn, New York originally. So we have a melting pot of different cultures and backgrounds in our front yard all the time. We do festivals and parades, and we're immersed with just celebrating the beauty of diversity. However, everybody's not like that. Everybody's not as open-minded, and not everybody was, even in that type of environment, raised to be as open-minded. There's been prejudice that may have been put on different people within their own family background. And as I grew up into, I want to say, teenage years going into my adult years, I realized through reading, I know Alice Walker was responsible for coining the phrase colorism back in the 1980s. And I know that had a lot of colonial influence. But unfortunately, some of us in the minority community, and I hate to use the word minority because I think we're the majority. However, I think some of us have a painful past having grown up and been dealt a certain kind of card or been subjected to feeling a certain way about ourselves and not appreciating ourselves enough and just compartmentalizing everybody around us in our culture and even in our family. So I just wanted to dive into some questions and get you guys' thoughts and just maybe learn a little bit more about you than I've known. So we'll start, and I'll just ask if you want to share your backstory because the both of you have beautiful backgrounds. If you want to start, Dave Michelle, what was
Sure.
your experience growing up? Tell everybody where you're from.
So I'm originally from Jamaica, the best Caribbean country ever.
Oh
After Cuba, right? Though after Cuba,
Yeah, we're like a little bit below Cuba. So, yeah.
I'm Cuban, y'all. Give us
yeah.
information about where you grew up or
Subtle
like
hints.
what was your experience with, or if you do have any experience or knowledge of colorism, how did that kind of like shape your idea of embracing self beauty or self identity or the people around you?
So growing up back home, so I left Jamaica when I was like 16 years old. So that's right out of high school. Or high school go up to the 11th grade. So 12th grade is not like mandatory for us to go. So
Okay.
most of us go to the 11th grade and then we either go to either college, or if we want to continue going to the 12th grade, we can. But like I said before, it's not mandatory. However, colorism wasn't really, it was a thing, but it wasn't really big back then. Now it's becoming more dominant in our land, in our country, where girls and guys actually, it's not even just females that is actually doing it now. I always tell people, like, embrace yourself, embrace who you are, the color of your skin. Think of yourself as being beautiful, because like our motto says, like, a lot of people don't understand, like, Jamaicans birth, like, we have all different kind of nationalities in Jamaica. And
Right,
I
right,
think that is where our motto comes from, saying out of many one people, because we have so many different type of people
Right.
in Jamaica. You have Chinese Jamaican, you have white
Yep.
Jamaican, you have, I mean, name it all. We have it there, you know. But I think because of how society has become and how they've made the norm now to be like, you have young girls or even guys want to be lighter than their normal complexion, which it oh, I don't even know how to. I don't know if y'all are familiar with. We have a popular DJ artist called Vibes Cartel. I don't know if y'all are familiar
yeah,
with him,
I
but
am.
if you look at his pictures, you can tell that he definitely, did like a whole lot to his skin, his complexion. How it makes
Yeah.
him feel or why he did it, I couldn't tell you.
Right.
But it definitely,
Yeah.
doesn't change who he is, or, how he probably deems himself. So growing up, like I said, I haven't really experienced it while I was there. Since
Okay.
I left, that's when I started seeing it happening a lot more now than ever. Even my niece's mom, like, she has a product, girl, a,
Wow.
pr- a product out now. Like, I mean, people thinking that you see your skin being stripped. I mean, and it is something that you have to continue doing, because if you stop, you're gonna get back your natural skin color.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. I had no idea that it was actually increasing. I thought it would actually be a little less because I think, like you said, you're so receptive and embracing of so many different cultures. I would think, I was under the impression that it wouldn't have been on a rise, but I'm actually surprised to hear that it is, and it kind of makes me
Oh
sad.
yeah, it's
Love yourself the way you
it's
are.
it's becoming so much it's becoming a norm now. Like, I guess, like COVID, girl, they accept it.
Yeah.
accepting it is becoming a part of their lives or their livelihood.
It's like getting
Yeah.
cold. You got that bleach? Get that bleach stuff? No.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Social
what it is.
media.
I couldn't imagine my husband because you learn what you like by liking what you know, what you're familiar with, right? Well, as you're growing up, you get an idea of
Mhm.
what's fine, what's handsome, what's attractive to you. I could not imagine. He's nice brown skin. I couldn't imagine him high yellow as me. Now, granted, Zariah, the middle baby, she's the whitest
She's
thing.
high
I'm
yellow.
sorry. Yes.
Yes.
She and her older brother DeAndre, they are the whitest kids we have in the family. However, with us, you just never go. And not talking about black people, you just never know what you're gonna get because you got some everything.
Exactly.
Right.
You got he's brown, Zariah's white, Kruma's in the middle. He's like a tan butter pecan, and Zahari is mocha. So I was like, whoa. With us, you get all kinds of variations of skin tones and different types of beauty, and it just makes me sad when I see that sometimes. So hopefully with us having this conversation, at least on my podcast, and with others continually having that conversation, we can bring more awareness, have more conversations that are actually helpful and help others embrace themselves, because I just want to decrease the fact that you have to change who you are to be accepted, if that makes sense, or just to be deemed
Right.
nice
Right. Right.
and gorgeous, beautiful, or even likable. No, be who you are. You are that. Be that.
Yeah.
Chantel, you want
Yeah.
to share where your family's from?
Yeah, sure. So, my dad is Indian. He's from Guyana, and my mom is a black. She's black. She's from Jamaica, and they
Okay.
met in Canada. And I was born and raised in Toronto, Canada. And then I didn't move to the States until I was 17, 18. So
Okay.
almost done high school as well. And so colorism really wasn't a thing in Canada, to be honest with you, because it's so multicultural there. Everybody just, there's so many different cultures. You didn't really focus on race that much. You embraced all the different cultures. It wasn't until I moved to America,
Yeah.
and specifically started going to an all-girl black college that I was really faced with what colorism was. And, I saw firsthand how women with lighter skin was treated differently than the rest of us. And it was really like hard for me to kind of wrap my mind around that, because again, now here I was in my late teens. I had never really experienced anything like that. But luckily growing up, my parents always taught us to embrace who we were, and they taught confidence at home. So I never really allowed anyone to make me feel different. You
Yeah.
know, if
Yeah.
my parents told me I'm beautiful, then I'm beautiful. That was just the confidence that I exuded. And now having a daughter, she's young, but we still try to instill that into her
Yeah.
every day. We tell her every day, you're pretty, you're beautiful, you're smart.
Yeah.
I think those things start at home.
They do.
So, in a little nutshell, that was my experience with it. And I definitely think that colorism is something that we need to discuss more in the community at large.
I'm glad you agree. Do you remember any type of feedback from your brothers, like from a male's perspective? Did they have any type of experience that they kind of got coming over to America that may have been similar or even different from yours?
It's for in terms of that's not really something we've ever discussed. I think just we were all kind of shocked with
Yeah.
like just racism, colorism, not people not embracing cultures. I think it was just something that we all just kind of like were shocked
Yeah.
to see that existed in a country in the 20th century.
Yeah.
I don't normally like people like whenever I would, let people know, oh, I'm originally from Jamaica. They'd be like, oh, you don't look Jamaican. Like, what do Jamaicans look like?
What does that look like?
I didn't
Yeah.
know that was a look.
I do know though, like whenever I do go back home, like you can tell the difference of my complexion versus people who live there in the land.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
the weather here and the changes in the weather and the seasons. And then when you go back home, it's like, like you see the dark, rich darkness in people,
Okay.
versus us
Yeah.
looking at they'll look at us and we're like, oh, your complexion is so smooth, type of thing. So,
Yeah.
a lot of people there try to mimic the American system, because when you look at maybe like some of the less fortunate kids, they want to be, that brown girl with the long hair type of thing. If you didn't get to go to like some of the prestigious schools,
Yeah.
because I went to a girls' school, and so and it was Catholic. So I had like multiple mixture of, different kind of people coming in. And when you look at the light skinned girls with the long hair, you can tell, okay, maybe they have like, Caucasian background somewhere down the line, but Jamaican,
Yeah.
not American, but Jamaican people. And so you would have maybe those kids who would look at them and want to be like them. You know what I'm saying? But again, like Chantel says, it all
Yeah.
starts from home. Because my daughter now, she'll look in the mirror and she'll be like, oh, her hair could be this much. And she flossing it. She's like, listen, it ain't
Yeah.
gotta be all the way down the
That's
back.
good.
I'ma
Tequila
shake
girl
it
got the
anyway.
confidence on her, and you cannot take that. I will definitely
That's
vouch for
right.
tequila. Shout out to tequila because she got that confidence, and I love that from that young. There's nothing you can't
Yes,
tell her. She got that.
right.
She don't know one thing. She
Yep,
knows it. Thank
that's
you.
right.
And I see that. You know what's been? What's funny? Zahari's just turned 2, but for the past year since she turned 1, I said to my husband, I said, I love a little girl that can root for herself and chill on herself. You'll hear her in the other room. Go Harry, go Harry, go Harry. So okay, yes, 100%. When they're that young, they don't see that. They're not looking like, oh, she's darker than me or she's lighter than me.
Mm,
That's
Right.
taught,
mm,
and especially, unfortunately, for all
Yeah.
three of us, we're raising girls in the southeast of the United States.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they are very
Yeah. In the
have
South.
been very closed minded. It's been a
Yeah.
really big trying to change the minds or getting these traditional minds to be open minded and more receptive to, hey, it's okay if you don't look this way, and it's okay if you don't sound this way, or it's okay if you don't eat this. You have to, because we've had a black man in office, we have a black woman in office, and she's Jamaican, and
Amen.
it's happening. we're we're it. We're in here. We're leaders.
Right.
We're intelligent. We have voices. We have something to say. We have change on our agenda, and we're effective in that. And I think that definitely we should be having this conversation a lot more often. I expect that we will have this conversation more often, especially with someone like Kamala in leadership. And we've had Michelle. She was
In
probably the
office. Yeah.
most boss up leader in her state that I have seen. If anybody else wants to debate me, they can. That's fine. But the change that she actually had
Hmm.
a voice and used it in such a way that it impacted very different industries. But it was, of course, a great thing for us to see us in her. You know what I mean? So with
Right.
that said, just thinking about the backstory, colonialism made you feel in earlier times, in earlier centuries, like, from what I understand, in India, sometimes they don't consider themselves dark skinned. They just consider themselves brown in some ways. But then again, when you see in America who gets to have the leading roles or the supporting roles in, say, entertainment, and in that culture, they're lighter skinned Indians, or they're celebrated more fair skinned here in the States. And I think that's so unfair, because that's not what all of them look like. Same
Hmm.
thing with Africans. There's so many shades of Africans. We're not just all one shade, or we don't just all talk with one dialect, or we don't have one type of texture hair over there. There's several different types of us. We have lighter eyes. How about that? We
oh
have lighter hair there. How about that? We just come in different
yeah.
shades. I think it takes for us to, one, have more of these conversations, and two, for people to just educate themselves, to open their minds, and then it'll take
Right.
a whole lot of centuries worth of self-hatred down. Because most of the time, what you will find down in history, it was someone who hated something in themselves that projected that on others and decided that they wanted to ostracize a group or person because of that difference or because of what they hate about themselves. We have to change that. Because it's definitely not fair for the next generation. I definitely want to change the attitude that you have to change your skin, change your hair. I like, though, however, that we're not having to conform to American traditional beauty standards. For example, I don't know what your experience was, you know, when you first entered into the workforce after educating yourself and preparing yourself for the workforce, but I know I was groomed a certain way. Okay, well, you know what the business look like, what business attire looks like, but when it comes to fixing our hair, I was taught or told, you know, it was preferable to look professional if it was straight versus curly or you know, in natural state. And I used to like, I mean, once I get the job, it's gonna look like that at some point anyway. So you may as well get the real taste of who I am at this point.
Right.
Why that when I wear it in my natural state, it's unprofessional. It's not nappy. It's not unkept. It's actually groomed very well. It's fresh. It's clean. So now in 2020, I'm proud to see more campaigns being led by Dove, Pantene, others, where natural curly hair is accepted and it's part of the norm, and we don't have to have those conversations with our daughters in the future saying, okay, well, you have to look this way to be accepted or to get the yes or to be looked at in the room and, you know, desired. I'm glad that that conversation is being changed. So this is good. Change of mind. I want to go in this direction and just see, again, colorism conceding in our generation. And I love the fact I didn't even realize that all three of us are girl moms. Chantel is about to be a boy mom. Yay. All three of us have girls. And I know, again, I'm not familiar with what the experience is for the male. I don't know what it is to be a boy and, you know, grow up and, you know, oh, you're light skinned this or, you know, you're dark skinned. But like that whole light skin, dark skin thing, I'm glad you brought that up, Chantel, because that did bother me personally growing up. So change of mind. What standards of self-love and acceptance do you want to teach your daughters? I'll start with Chantel.
That's a really good question. I think I remember when I had my daughter. So I have really straight hair, really long hair, and I remember everyone kept saying, "I hope she has hair like you. I hope she has hair, you know, Indian hair like her grandpa." Grandpa, which is my father. You know, like people would say that all the time. And sure enough, over time, her hair texture definitely changed. It's not Indian hair.
Yeah.
Definitely thicker than mine. But you know, like, so what? She's still healthy. She's still a beautiful girl. You know, she still has a lot of hair. And for me and my husband, I think we just made a decision to make sure, like I said before, that she just always knows that, you know, you're beautiful just the way you are. And that's something that we want both of our children to know. You can be anything you want in this world, you know, like you said about Kamala. She proved that you can be a child of immigrants, Indian, Black, and still hold one of the highest offices in the country. And that's definitely something that we want to teach our children so that, you know, like the legacy will live on. We want our kids, and I'm sure you all do too, you want your children to obtain and achieve and accomplish more than you did. And again, that starts from what you teach them at home.
Sure does. Okay. Then Michelle.
Well, for me, you know, it's so funny because why is it that whenever we do have a baby, like the first thing people would say, "Oh, how you think
I
their
hope.
hair's going?"
Yes.
So plain.
Ain't that
Isn't
crazy
that
though?
terrible?
Yeah, that's very terrible.
Terrible.
So we're already trying to instill or trying to, you know, put that on our
Yes.
kids. Like, oh my God, I hope they come out with a particular hair type or a particular skin
Yes.
color.
And weren't afraid to say it either. Weren't afraid. And I'm
Yes,
just like,
right. You know,
terrible.
I remember when I had my daughter, and I don't know if, well, it might be like cultural everywhere. So you know how they normally look at the child ears and they'll be like, "Oh, let me see what color your ears is."
Yeah.
Yes. That is so
Yes.
annoying. Okay, can we throw that away in 2020? Can we please?
Right.
Yeah,
Can we
please.
throw the whole ignorant thing away with the
Right.
ear?
That's
I
just
mean,
so
it doesn't
crazy.
always
And
happen.
I was being drawn into it because
You did. You
when my
accepted
daughter
it.
was born, she came out so red. And
Yeah.
I remember a colleague of mine looked at her ear when she came and visit me in the hospital, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, she's so light skinned. Let me see her ears. Oh, she's
Let
gonna
me
change
see her
color."
ear.
Does it even matter though? For me right now, like my daughter, I already like how she is growing, how she interprets life.
Yeah.
She loves herself. And a lot of kids don't know how to do that, at such an early age.
That's right.
And so for her to look in the mirror and she be like, "Mommy, I'm beautiful." I didn't even have to instill that in her.
Right.
I'm guessing it's the way she see me carry myself. And again, like we've been saying, all this has to start from home. If you're Bible
Right.
based, the Bible tells you train up a child in the way they should go, and when they get old, they will never depart from it. You teach them that. Even though she have Caucasian friends, she might have Spanish friends, she'll learn how to accept herself.
Yep.
Sometimes she'll say, "Mommy, well, can I get
Right.
hair looking like Elsa?" And again, TV has so much to play because
Oh yeah.
you don't see a lot of more color in cartoons, in
Yeah.
these Disney, streaming that they have going on. So if we don't teach them ourselves, then they're going to grow up thinking that, okay, well, that's the reputation that they need to portray. She's like, "Mommy,
Right.
well, I want my
Right.
hair down to the side like Elsa. Can I have Elsa colored hair?" And I said, "No, baby, you got beautiful hair. You tame that thing, you put some conditioner in there, you comb that thing out. We ain't even got to go to the pressing comb. We gonna comb it like it is, nappily ever after. Yeah, and you gonna look beautiful.
That's
And
right.
so she has becoming to accept that. And so we have to just continue loving on our kids. Don't look at our friends' kids and be like, "Oh my God, their hair is so pretty,"
Yeah.
and wanting that, because that
Yeah.
can become a factor too. Because if the parents start feeling that way, then we start
Absolutely.
training children something that they're really not, and we cannot,
Yeah.
portray or push that on our kids.
I totally agree. We have got this. There's so much we have to change. Not stop, but change. I agree. It's funny, Chantel. If you feel like you would like to vent anything, being the pregnant one, you can do that. Some people are more willing to share about their child and their plans than others. I'm a very private person. I share
Yeah.
at my leisure. I pick and choose what I like to share. We have a family vlog, but there, even within that, I'm still very selective on what I choose to share about the kids. And that's a protective thing. So when I was pregnant with my son, he has his father's name. They have a very ethnic name. They were both named after Kwame and Nkrumah. And the developing mother in me just wanted to protect them and just have something for myself. Pregnant after 5 or 6 months or so, everybody knows it because it shows. So after that point, not a lot of that is yours. It's shared, right?
Mm-hmm.
Certain
Mm-hmm.
things of my pregnancy, I just really wanted to have of my own, even leading up to the very last baby. If I don't want to share the name, I don't have to share the name until they get here. When I was pregnant with my son, I remember hearing comments. It was so, okay, like, can you just hush? I mean, your opinion is yours and Jesus's business. It's none of mine. You know, he's going to have,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to look at his name and they're going to think he might be a terrorist, or why would you want,
Mm-hmm.
because he was named after a great leader. How about that? Why wouldn't I want to name him after that? It's
Right.
powerful. It's distinct. It's
Yeah.
unique. It's regal. Yeah, his name is Nkrumah. Proud of it. All three of us, I know we definitely agreed, knowing the both of you personally. What you put a name to has power and purpose. So whatever you put a name to, you better make sure you know what it means and be intentional about it,
Right.
not just because it's cute or trendy
Right.
or more accepting or common. No, we don't do common. Sorry. Yeah, I named him that on purpose because I want him to be a leader. I want him to be strong. I want him to be innovative in his thinking.
Right.
That's exactly what I got. Thank God. But stuff like the whole ear, because that doesn't even apply to each and every single child. Going back to our conversation about like self-love or self-identity, I used to get so frustrated, guys. It's silly now, but when I was growing up, looking at myself and looking at everybody else, my skin tone, I have about 3 different skin tones. And you know what? At 30 something, I'm pretty much okay with it. I love me to death. But when you're 7, 8, and 9, you know, especially girls, we're mean for whatever reason. Can we stop that in 2022? Can we stop being
Right.
mean girls?
Yeah.
It's so annoying. You have the light skin versus dark skin. Oh, light skin, the stereotype that light skinned girls have an attitude, or they're stuck up, or they think too highly of themselves, or their self-esteem is too high. Now, you know what? From my experience, I felt like I had to protect myself a lot because I was light skinned, because I had more brown skinned girls around me that felt a certain way. I had long hair. My hair was very long. My hair was down to my butt. And you know, light skin, long hair. Oh, she thinks she all that. Or what was the other thing we used to say back in the 90s? Oh, she got Indian in her family. Can we stop doing that, please? Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you 100% pure African American bred or African bred and have hair down your back and have nice thick curls that just
Right.
coil and disagree, or have kinky hair that just is just full, thick, and beautiful. But my experience, you know, my arms, even you can see right through me. Like I remember seeing, and you can still see my veins right through my skin. And it used to annoy me. Like, why am I see through? I felt like Casper at times. Like, God, why did you make me so see through? Why
Yeah.
is it that you made me this way? Why do I get treated like I do? I have a red birthmark. I cover it from time to time, but I remember being told, well, you know, when you grow up, you can get rid of it. Why would I want to get rid of it?
Oh.
It's yeah. And I grew up and went to a private school as well. It was Christian, and I felt like me being light skinned was a problem. If I be honest, me being the one with the long hair was a problem. If I be honest, I felt like I got picked on because I looked a certain way and they didn't. I felt like they may have felt like they got cheated out of something, or they got felt a certain way. And as I learned more about colorism, I learned that even in families, if you're darker skinned than your other cousins or siblings, you get mistreated or got mistreated a certain way. And that makes me feel sad. That shouldn't be. I couldn't imagine treating any of my kids. I have 3 natural and 4 bonus. I would never treat them any different one than the other because they're darker or they're lighter. Why would I do that? God gave me my kids their gift. They're beautiful. They're royalty. I love them equally. Why would I treat them different? But those are things that I went through. I would just love to change that conversation after this year. Yeah, we have got to stop bullying each other because you're light skinned, you think you're all that, or you're pretty for a brown girl. I would love to never hear that ever again. I would love to never hear that. Like for a brown skinned girl, or for a brown girl, for a dark skinned girl. So how about I'm just beautiful because I'm a child of God? How about that? Those are things that provoke me to have this conversation. And hopefully all 4 of us are parents. All 4 of us have daughters. And I would love for the landscape of 2020 and beyond to be different for them. Not that everybody agrees with everything that comes out of their mouth. Not that everybody just loves them just because. No, but because you give them a fair shot just because they're human just like you are. We shouldn't have to inherit hurt, you know, because that hurts. That leaves a mark on you mentally. There's still things that I'm unlearning. I'm in the business of, me personally, not molding my kids, but unfolding them. I want them to be exactly who they are. I don't want them to be what I want them to be. I want them to be who they want to be. And so I would make it my business for the rest of my life, as long as I'm their mom, not to project my fears or my insecurities or my dislikes on them. Please be who you are and love it, all of it. Can we agree on that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep,
Absolutely.
I agree.
So, joining us, ladies, I have on tonight, my co-host, he's been a friend of mine since I was about 3 years old, 2 and 3. Our parents knew each other. They were vibes when they were young, 20 something. So it was meant for us to be friends at some point. This is Desmond. Desmond, welcome back to Chip Chat and Chill this evening. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm chilling. I was backstage.
Hi.
How y'all doing? I was backstage eating chips. Nothing.
Good.
That Constitution
Yeah,
that has
the Constitution.
nothing to do with black people. That Constitution was written to be against us, not for us. Don't get it twisted. That Constitution is funny, and there's a lot of loopholes in there. I was watching an interview with Van Jones, and he was saying that, everyone's celebrating, but I don't think we should celebrate this yet because it's a lot of loopholes and it's a lot of things. And it's still a lot of days till the inauguration, and anything can happen. I pray it doesn't, but I don't put nothing past these fools. These fools are lined up, and we all be Donald Trump for the next 4 years again. I can't do it. I ain't willing to do it.
Dual citizenship sounds great to me. So
Listen.
I'm more than glad to go with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing another 4 of anything with Trump. With a Trump.
No.
Okay, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I saw
But
that interview with Van Jones too. Y'all,
Okay.
y'all need to watch that.
It was good, right? You see how he broke down? It's another part to the electoral college
It really
or
was.
secret part that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
even the fact that we have a black woman in office, or at least in leadership, and we have a lot more women in leadership that actually know government and know politics and how it works. If he were to find any polls, I'm pretty sure we can clean it up and find some more that would put him back in his place, get him to shut up.
I don't know. He's a slickster.
I definitely was not surprised that any of this has happened in the last quarter of 2020. So who would I be to not expect any more leading up to inauguration? I'm definitely not, surprised by any of it. And I'm not going to be surprised about any more hiccups or surprises down the road. I still am as shocked as you guys were when you came over and you were going to Spelman, that your experience has been, light-skinned girls being treated differently from brown-skinned girls. I think that's crazy in this decade that it still happens. And I'm not gonna lie, I know quite a few Spelman girls, and I know quite a few fair-skinned, light-skinned Spelman girls. They may not be more apt to admit they may have got preferential treatment, but it's definitely an air to them, unfortunately. I don't know if that's inherited or if that's an individual experience, and I'm like, that makes sense, but that has got to change. We're family, whether we choose to think so or not. Desmond, I wanted to ask you, Sydney is about to be a teenager, and I'm pretty sure her being involved in extracurricular activities, she has friends. She's getting a little bit more social and more aware of herself. What do you want to leave a legacy as far as, even with all your kids, but particularly with Sydney, her being so impressionable and growing into a young lady? What would you like for her to embrace as far as learning self-love and self-acceptance, as far as, her experience as growing up into a young black woman? What would you like for her to embrace?
Always being herself.
Yeah.
I would say, always be yourself. Don't never. I always tell people, never dumb down your flavor. Don't water down your flavor.
Yeah.
Always be who you are. If
Yeah.
people can accept your flavor, that's because they wasn't meant to get a taste or to get an experience of you, and they're not for you. Don't ever dumb down who you are. Always be yourself. Stay true to yourself. Don't worry about what's accepted and what's not accepted. And if you like it, go ahead, go for it. If you want to do it, go ahead, go for it. Something as little as hair. I heard you talking about hair and stuff, and Sydney's hair is pretty long, so if that's what you want to do, go ahead, do it. I don't care if everyone else is cutting their hair bald. You don't have to do that if you don't want to do it. Don't do that just to be accepted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be you. Be accepted because you're being you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's what I want to, the impression I want to leave on her, as growing into a young adult and growing into a young lady. Like, I want her to always be true to herself and always be, real, with herself in every situation. You know what I'm saying? And never dumb down who she is, because who she is just straight up bomb. You know what I mean?
Do you
People
think
got to
she's
come up to
become?
you, come down to them.
I was gonna ask, do you see already in any way that Sydney is aware of any form of colorism, like for example, light skin, dark skin, a variation? Does it affect her at all in any way, or has she raised any type of conversation to you at all?
She so funny, because it's funny you said that, because she is aware of colorism, but it doesn't. She's colorblind in a lot of situations, especially
Yeah.
having friends, and she's not. She doesn't see it as any problem or anything like that. Like, oh, you're white, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's on the cheerleading team. She's on the gymnastics team. So it's like she has diversity. It's around her already. It's already diverse, and she doesn't see any color or anything. Like, she just say, "Oh, that's my friend such and such, and that's my homegirl such and such." You know what I mean? So it's just like, she's not into the whole thing. She's like really, a girly girl, and I'm gonna be a girl, and if you're a girl like me, then we can all be girls together. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so it's not really, and I'm noticing that racism and colorism and stuff like that. That stuff is taught back in the day during slavery time. When you was a kid, you wasn't in the field. You was with the kids. No matter if they was white or black, or whoever, all the kids were together and they all played together until they got of age where they had to separate them. They didn't know color. They didn't know that they were slaves. They didn't know that
Yeah.
they were, he's a regular kid just like me. Even kids now, like if you look at kids in kindergarten, that's white, that's black, and that they play with each other. They're not looking at your skin color. They may notice that, oh, my skin is light or your skin is black, but there's no type of acknowledgement of that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
of course, it's the obvious, but there's no acknowledgement, because guess what? You're still human just like me. If we both fall and hit our knee, we're gonna cry because it hurts. It's gonna hurt. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're not. What happens to me can happen to you. We're not excluded in any kind of way when it comes down to that. So, kids don't see that. They just see another play person. Another playmate.
We definitely all touched on that same exact remark, and I'm glad we're all on the same wavelength when it comes to the kids. And it's definitely something that starts at home. Self acceptance starts at home. Self love starts at home. Our kids watch us. They soak up everything, whether we
They
say
watch
it
even when you don't think
loud.
they're watching.
That learned behavior we talked about last week in the Black Male Symposium that we did. That learned behavior, they are
Mm-hmm.
watching. If you don't say it, they're watching what you're doing all the time. When I work out, the girls join me. They see me, they get down on the floor with me. When they see me reading and picking up a book, they pick up a book. Whenever they see me fussing at their brother, unfortunately, they raise their voice, and they raise their voice at their brother. They do it at their mom, but they're mimicking everything. And so we have to be willing to change the narrative and change the standard going forward with our generation, and not allowing them or their peers be conditioned to believe in traditional standards of beauty and acceptance and self-love. It definitely starts at home. If you're more
Right.
warm and receptive to anybody, your children will be. If you're warm and receptive to how you embrace your natural physical appearance, they're going to be warm and receptive to their own physical appearance. That should be the norm, not someone telling you, oh, well, you could fix this when you get older if you want to, or,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
straighten this if you want to, or you can change. No, I don't want to nip and tuck and change and manipulate and alter myself. Can you please model for me what it looks like to have healthy self-esteem and acceptance of myself? That's what I want. And I think we need more healthy doses of that. It would prevent us from having more broken adults walking around here trying to figure out who they are and why they hurt so bad. why didn't I get picked for this, or why didn't this person treat me like this other person? Like that's we can leave that in 2020. Throw the whole condition away. I'm glad we had this very good exchange about colorism and culture. This has been a great conversation. Hopefully, on the replay, there'll be very many that get a hold of this conversation, and it'll start conversations within families, conversations within friends, help somebody heal in the same thought. Because it's like when you're going through stuff, and when you've gone through stuff, especially when you're a kid, you feel like you've been isolated. It's like nobody gets it, nobody understands. But yeah, if someone sees it and like, I felt that way too, then this conversation definitely serves its purpose, and I'm glad.
Right.
She has these many days until inauguration day. She did a Judy Family Matters, went up the stairs, and then it came back. It was like,
Judy.
Y'all remember Judy?
Where's Sister Judy at these days?
I heard didn't she strip?
Yeah, I heard Sister Judy was doing.
Yeah. She like
They said
keeping
adult
late
videos.
hours.
Yeah. They said Sister Judy was doing adult videos.
Sister Judy like keeping
Judy
late hours a lot. That's what she likes to do.
She's in another type of entertainment.
She's always available. Keyword always. Heavy on the always available. So we're gonna play One Gots to Go.
One Gots to Go. I seen a One Gots to Go game one time.
Yeah.
And it had White Castle, it had Jesus, White Castle, and something else. Somebody said, I'm sorry, Jesus, we love you, but White Castle's good on the late night. So I said, y'all going to hell for that.
We're going to go ahead and play these games, and we're going to start with One Gots to Go, and I'm going to share with you the first one. One Gotta Go.
What's that?
What we got here, David Show? We got plantain,
fried dumpling. I see bammy, and I can't make out what's that on the left, the lower left. It's like fried breadfruit.
Oh, okay. All right, so one gotta go, David Show.
Oh, that bammy gotta go, girl. Ooh.
What'd you say?
That bammy, the one, the bottom right.
Yeah, it gotta go. I agree. I agree.
We can never, get rid of plantain. I'm sorry, I'm Cuban.
No, you need plantain with rice and peas.
Thank you so much. Thank you. One gotta go. Curry chicken and beef patty. I still a fried plantain. Ooh, that's disrespectful. Ooh.
I ain't gonna hold you. Wait, one gotta go curry chicken, beef patty.
Chicken gotta go.
Nope, y'all bugging. Them fried plantains gotta go in this one.
Ooh,
this
fried
one
gotta go in that one.
It was the beef patties.
What? Yeah. Oh. Where you from?
Broke my art. Oh.
Girl, you got a full course meal up there, so.
Well.
No.
Yeah, for me it's the curry chicken. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Because, after a while, it's so loud. It take a week for it to get out the house. You done had it. You done moved on to the next thing. You still smell it.
After you don't cook it, that's it. It ain't supposed to linger.
What curry you buying? Yeah. Oh, no. I'm gonna eat Indian curry. West Indian curry.
West Indian curry, not Indian curry, eh?
You know what? That's it. That's it.
You're buying the wrong curry, ma'am.
That's the one that stays.
You smell like hot sauce.
It get in your pores. All right. One gotta go. I know that's beef patty. Is that escabeche? It's okra. I forget the technical name. It's
oh no, that can't go on. Oof.
Yeah.
Everything gotta go on this one.
Everything. throw the whole menu away.
Throw the whole menu away.
Hell no, you can't. You gotta have you some escabeche fish, love. Listen, with that festival.
Wait, what was that?
That escabeche fish.
Bottom left, the escabeche it's got peppers, onions.
Listen,
because I do love me some.
Oh yeah, I like that squish.
Okay, a little bit better, but I do like me some. What's the bottom right one?
That is festival. So you know how y'all do like y'all hush puppies? So
Gotcha.
that's
Yeah.
our bigger version
I had
and a
festival
little
before. I
sweeter.
like
Yeah.
festival. I like festival.
Yeah,
Festival's good.
it's real good.
It is. I've had it before.
That's what's up. So, being in a Black household, grow up, you go into the world, you become your own person. But there's always something Mama used to say that just stick with you. You just can't get rid of it. It just sticks with you for your whole life. That's what Mama used to say. Especially in like Caribbean households. I know it's a ton out of her. I'd be like, she said what? Huh? So, David Shaw, Mama used to say, or Daddy used to say, Granddaddy, whoever.
So my grandmama used to say, if you want good, your nose have to run. Say, if you want good, your nose have to run.
Wow.
I like
And
that.
it means
So basically, they're saying like whatever you need, like if you want something good out of life, you got to work hard for it. And nothing's gonna come easy all the time.
I know that. I like that.
Yep.
Mama used to say, Desmond.
A saying that my mom used to say?
Yep. Shout out to Mama G.
Because she's so funny.
She is. She is.
I got like 10 of them in my head.
Listen, rattle them off. Because that lady, David Shaw, I hope you get to meet her one day. This lady is.
My mother is so funny. She's so funny.
You know what I love about her though? I do it too. She could tell a joke straight face. It don't move. It's just
them be the good ones too.
Yeah.
But sometimes she don't be trying to be funny.
She don't.
Right.
So it's just funny. Who she is.
Right.
So funny. You be like
she be crying. What? She's like, what? Like
yeah. She be like, no, for real. No, for real. I'm being truthful. She's so funny, yo. Oh my God.
But give us some.
Boy, sit your narrow behind.
Oh, that's a black mother for you.
Yep.
Narrow black.
Yep. Yep.
She always used to say, God bless the child that has his own. Always.
Yes. Yes.
Always.
And every always. Black child said amen.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know who I got it from. Oh, yeah, I do. I got it from here. I got it from a mother that's raised her children here. I'll throw that one out for y'all, and then I'll go into what my mother said all the time. I got, if you can hunt, you can hear. And I say it too much.
I like that one.
When he wants something, baby, he can enunciate, articulate.
Everything.
You can hear him.
Oh, let me tell you, they are scholars when they want something.
He is going to get whatever he wants, and you better give it to him. That's his attitude.
Yes.
Let him need to know his multiplication tables, his assignments. You need to know why he didn't take notes during class. If you can hunt,
a case of amnesia,
right?
A case of amnesia has happened, and there was a hush.
Not a mumbling word.
Not a mumbling word.
Not a mumbling word.
And there was a hush over Jerusalem.
Mama used to say, "This hurts me more than it hurts you." What you mean? No, it don't. Not right now. It don't. No, it don't.
Let me tell you something.
I because my butt hurts.
Saying
it does not hurt you.
This hurts me more than it hurts you.
You look
so
like
tell me this.
Out of this whooping.
So tell me this. You don't have no indication that it hurts, but I got these good whelps on my leg and this arm from this good belt. So it got to hurt me more because I am seeing and feeling.
Whoa, sidebar.
Yeah.
What was the funniest object you ever got beat with?
Oh man. Well, I grew up with my grandparents, so anything they hold on to, shoot, just any daggone thing. They just want to know they have something in their hand. You getting stuff thrown at you if they can't find nothing to hit you with. So So it ain't even like what you gonna hit with. What you gonna fight now? Like you trying to play like oh
That's the other thing. Yo, us 80s babies, some of the 90s babies, we got stuff thrown at us. Why y'all throwing stuff? No, that's not cool. Don't
girl,
throw.
I be doing that to my
Why
boy.
y'all
I
throw
be
stuff
doing
at
that. You better not let me catch your little tail. Let me throw this in your dad. I'm gonna bust your face.
Let me tell you something. I got smacked so hard with a church program one time.
What?
I didn't even know people could slap the hell out of you.
With a church
I think
program.
it was because it was a church program. It got a little fire, the Holy Ghost on it.
I was about to
But
say that thing's flimsy as I don't know
That's
what.
the only way. That is the only way. You got fire baptized in the Holy Ghost in a
with
slap.
the church, that thing was so. I had
Did it
slapped
sting?
so hard. I had the church name on my head, on my forehead. How you slap somebody so hard with the program? You got the name on your head.
It got imprinted, like the words came off the program.
Bruh.
Nigga said, "What's that tabernacle on your head? What that? Why that say that?" Right? Don't mind me. I got flat with the
You
church
had a
program
church that got
yesterday.
it
I
right
ain't been
there
the same.
too? What? I got one more. I'm gonna throw one at y'all because I felt like I was attacked when I saw this, and I just wanted to know, what? Oh, Brenton, I love your sexy Jamaican accent. Say it again. I am the
I am the
girl,
girl,
Yeah,
damn
damn
sugar.
sugar.
I am the girl, damn sugar.
Everybody always say they love the Caribbean accent.
Right.
Whenever people say, "Where you from?" and you said Jamaica, the first thing they always say, what's the first thing they always say?
Wagwan, bedroom.
Oh my God, yes.
Uh,
The first thing is like every person on earth, like that's the first two words they learn. Like
like
trying
they in
to
there,
think of
wagwan.
wagwan.
Wagwan, Beji. Huh?
Eh? Eh?
Yeah.
Now I got a little bit of West Indian in me, so I know.
Eh?
They love an accent. They love a Caribbean accent in the States. For it. Okay.
I got a little bit,
Like,
and then
oh,
I'm from Brooklyn too, so everybody from Brooklyn. You Jamaican, you Bajan, you something,
You something.
you something. Especially on Labor Day weekend.
oh, you all out.
You
Out.
something.
Every flag, every accent,
Trini,
every
yes,
flavor.
something.
Everything.
What? We all out.
I love my Trini friends. They be like, Desi,
But
you
what's
know,
the scene? They
what
ask
you
you, what's the
seeing?
scene?
You don't pick up your phone no more. You call me. Yo,
I love it.
I love the Trini accent because it's so high. It's so like
My cousins say they sing talk.
they do. It is sing talk.
Hilarious. They do. That's true, yo.
They
And
sing.
Very
Jamaicans,
distinct.
Jamaicans
It's
are
very
lazy.
distinct.
Jamaicans be like, what you want to do?
Oh, you sound like Major Hype.
Yes, yes, yes.
Jamaicans take their time and talk. You want that right there? Yo, I love it. I love my Jamaicans and Trinis, man.
So as we get into the very next transition and talking about quality time and sharing and learning about people that we love, and tonight was about acceptance, accepting yourself, accepting your true self. We've had a lot of time to do that in 2020 now that we've been home. I've accepted a whole lot about myself. If you don't accept it, well then hell, then that you missing out. But
Right.
This made me so hysterical. And I was like, this is me. And I know I'm not the only one. I think it's a big issue. I would really love to normalize accepting people for the things that they just simply don't know and embracing the fact that they own, they don't know it. Not that they're ignorant to it, but the fact that they don't know it, they're comfortable not knowing it. They're comfortable being who they are. I know this is a safe space. It's a fun escape from adulting. We could just kick back, relax, have adult recess, eat wonderful snacks, share great conversation, learn something new about each other, and keep it moving. This is an inherited gift that you can share with your friends and your family. So, yeah, I just want to just normalize the fact that not everybody knows how to play spades, and it's okay. So stop judging us. I'm them. I'm one of them. I don't know how to play spades, and y'all gonna stop judging me.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay? Yeah.
Time out.
Nah.
Time out.
No.
You don't know how to
And
play
what you're not gonna
spades?
do, and what you're not gonna do, furthermore, I'm gonna add an addendum to that. You're not. No one is in a place where you can revoke my black card. Yes, I am black. No, I do not know how to play spades. No, I'm not ashamed of it. You're not gonna shame
That's right.
me.
That's right.
I
I'm
would
gonna.
love to some dominoes though.
I'm still learning.
I'm.
First of all, we don't even. I never knew a no daggone spades until I came to America, 2001, right
You did?
before September 11th. So I didn't
She
start
said,
learning how to
yeah.
play spades
So
until
you,
8 years ago.
huh?
Yeah,
She just
You
started
said
learning
8 years ago.
how
What
to
happened?
play. She just started learning
that's
how to
when
play.
I started learning how to play spades.
8 years ago. Okay, that's fine. You get a pass.
Yeah.
But you, Zachia, I am very shocked of you. Very, very shocked. Very shocked.
You know what? That's why the people love me, because I don't know how to play spades. That's why they love me.
You will lose friends over that card game. You
Y'all
I'm
hear me?
telling
take,
you. I see that.
y'all take it
You,
to heart. I'm like, why are y'all so dang on passionate about
you,
your
a
hand,
fight
your
will break
books? Like,
out. You cutting. Don't be cutting, nigga. Don't be cutting. Oh, niggas be going in.
I've seen
My
people
spades
not
is
speak.
taboo. That's my spades.
We can bust some taboo. We can
I'm
bust
nice
some
and taboo.
Pictionary. We can bust it. I love playing
I
some.
suck at Pictionary.
Let's normalize not isolating and judging people because they don't know how to play any of your favorite games. It's okay. Yeah, I just wanted to share some nice black culture, some Caribbean culture tonight. I was really feeling it. Wonderful conversation about colors and the culture. I want to thank you guys again. Now that we have delved into our conversation, we've had a good exchange of ideas and perspective, and we had our game time. It's time to check out. And I just wanted to go around the table and see what you guys are going to take away with you from today's episode. Dame Michelle, was there anything special that you felt like you wanted to take with you from today's conversation?
Well, definitely continue to encourage our kids, that they are beautiful no matter what color they are. Like for me, I have, being that I'm from, the Caribbean, my kids are also different nationality. Like my middle son, his dad is from Ghana. So, I have it all over in my family, just reassuring them day after day that, listen, whatever you are, whatever color you are, be comfortable with who you are. And we just have to continue doing that, ensuring that we instill these values in them starting from home, so that when they go out there and somebody try to tell them different, they already know, listen, my mama or my daddy already told me, you ain't got to try to, change my mind about who I am, because I know who I am.
That's right. That's right. I love it. Desmond, what do you want to take away from today's conversation?
Well, basically just what she said about, the kids, teaching your kids to, be them, accept them for them. You know what I mean? Don't worry about what you see on the TV or what you hear or what you think. You know what I mean? Be you, always be you. So yeah, that's what I took from it.
I really
I'm
would.
so thankful for you guys to have had your company tonight. I'm so sorry Chantel wasn't able to get back on, but I thank her for her time as well. I definitely want to say again to everybody watching, please, please, please continue to have healthy conversations with your family and your friends, and try to just be a little bit more open-minded as far as diversity goes. The world has changed. It is not what it used to be in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. What we have been conditioned to believe definitely won't work for Generation Z. So if you would be more than kind to yourself, and do yourself a great service to educate yourself, be open-minded and receptive to the fact that the world is changing and it is okay. Difference is what makes us all lovable and unique. It is what you love about your children and your grandchildren. And so, yes, this millennial generation of ours, we are here to definitely change some standards. And we want to be more aware of the beauty that is in diversity. That's all that this conversation was about. There's so much beauty and greatness in diversity, and it's not going anywhere. It's only going to
Amen.
diverse, and it's okay.
I agree.
We love it. So I definitely want to thank my guests again for showing up tonight and giving such good input. I appreciate you, Dame Michelle. Thank you for coming on.
Anytime, girl. Call me anytime. I'm ready. I love this. This is awesome.
Aw, so glad you had fun.
Yeah, I do that.
If anybody wants to keep up with Dame Michelle, you can follow her at DNTaylor_3. Of course, my co-host Desmond, you can always follow. You can always follow him at Sir Chunks, as well as myself, Zachia. You can follow me on social media as Zachía Media House, as well as the page for Chip Chatter and Chill, Chip Chatter and Chill. That's on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thank you again so much for stopping by. Thank you for the epic memories. Let's do this again. Until
Yes.
stay safe, love yourself, live in power, and then bring some friends to Chip Chat and Chill.